What is up, tubers? Madame Roy back once again. And yes, I'm wearing my bad catitude shirt today because I've been having a pretty bad attitude today. Yes, to be honest with you, I have not been my normal, cheerful, happy self. And that's kind of ironic considering the title of this live stream. I bet a lot of you guys already saw this. I was paying a little homage to one of my favorite cartoons still, Alvin and the Chipmunks. This is from the Alvin and the Chipmunks with two N's from the 2015, the new cartoon. Still love this picture. And you can tell the difference between the Christmas episodes and the normal ones. So there you go right there. Printed these out a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know what we're exactly going to talk about tonight. I am totally burnt out right now. It's just been a crazy, crazy day. It's been nonstop. Woke up this morning, had my breakfast, and Mom and I filmed the Nana Olson's famous Christmas fruitcake video, which will be coming out in about the next 5 minutes. So you guys could theoretically be watching that at the same time you're watching this live stream. Then after that, I got a call from some people that need their computer work done. So they brought it over and started working on the laptop. And then I got a hello from Dad saying, hey, I need your help doing the leaves, because he bought a big new gas-powered leaf blower. So I went out there, started blowing some leaves in between running in, working on this laptop for a client, and then finishing up filming the fruitcake video. So I've been going absolutely nonstop all day long, and my mind is just running in circles right now. I tell you, I don't even know where I'm going. If you're looking for the Christmas spirit, it's probably not going to be in this video, and I apologize for that. I'm just running on empty right now. I don't know. So I need some cheering up. So if you guys out there have some cheer, please put it my way. I try to give you guys as much as I have, but I am just empty at this point. George Blakely says hello. Stephen Barber says, hey, Matt, I forgot you were going live. I was watching a laxative prank. Oh, that should have been funny. You'll have to send me the link to that video. I have to take those on a regular basis just to stay regular. Cameron Cloud says, hey, Matt, how is it going? I'm doing okay. It's been better. You know, and it's nothing specific. Like, there's nothing really wrong. It's just like when you're so busy, you don't even have a chance to stop and take a breath. That's how I've been feeling. And it's unfortunate that that happens in life, but it does. I mean, when you're trying to, build a business, trying to improve your YouTube channel, unfortunately, that's what tends to happen sometimes. But I'm doing okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine at the end of the day. Eric Brunhammer, I'm kind of watching two live streams at the same time. LOL. Multitasking, never one of my strong suits, but I'm glad that you can do it. Ruben says, hello, Matt. This time is going to talk about anything. Yeah, if you want to. I mean, mainly it was about what this time means to me. And honestly, normally this means a lot of good food, a lot of good fellowship, and good family conversations. And you know what? We've had that this year, not just necessarily Christmas, but more to the point, I would say Thanksgiving, when we went up to spend time with my extended family. And when I think about it, it's kind of surreal, because when you're up there, you enjoy the time that you have with these people, but you don't necessarily think about how much you're enjoying it at the time. It's more like in hindsight. As a matter of fact, now that I think on my experiences up there, how I enjoyed being with the family, how we were playing games and really enjoying each other's company, I look at it better in hindsight than I actually did when I was up there with them. And we had a great time. My aunt had that fresh turkey. Wish we had more of it. It went really quick. It was a fresh 20-pound turkey. My mom made sweet potato pie, which is one of my favorites. She doesn't necessarily make it all the time. Matter of fact, I think it's the first time she made a sweet potato pie that wasn't a sweet potato cheesecake. That was a big thing in our family. I actually had to get her a recipe for it. So as soon as I got up there, I started searching online for sweet potato pie recipes, and sure enough, I was able to come across a really good one. I think it was from, I want to say it was from the Family Circle. Really, Ruben says the top chat is smaller than last time. I haven't noticed that. It does. YouTube does weird things sometimes. I tell you. And if I'm not being as attentive as I usually am, I do apologize. I'm actually finishing up the upload of Nana Olson's famous Christmas fruitcake video, so I'm trying to multitask, which you guys know I'm not the best at. So we'll see how this goes. Chet Boulay says, Matt, stay strong and lean on your family, friends, and other support systems when having a down day. You always make other people's days better, so don't hesitate to lean on others, and they can return the favor. That's an excellent point. And a lot of times I think I try to do things on my own. And that's going to bring me back to another subject that I want to talk about, and that Jesus is the reason for the season. And yes, I am going to say Jesus because Christmas is celebrating Christ's birth. And we have to remember that, because there are times in our lives that we feel down, we feel like maybe we don't matter, we're kind of insignificant in the grand scheme of things. We have to remember he always has a reason for us being here, and the reason is greater than our comprehension. Chipotle says, I'll be checking out the fruitcake video as soon as this live stream is over. Awesome. And I will tell you something about that. In the original recipe, I actually copied down my great-grandmother's original recipe verbatim. But we did make some changes when we actually did the video. Specifically, it was the cooking time. I think originally she had it 250 degrees for 2 hours. We amended it. We actually cook our fruitcake at 350 degrees for 1 hour. So it kind of evens out. But if you do decide to tackle this recipe, you may have to play around with the cooking times depending on your oven. And you can always send me a message directly, and I'll try to answer any questions you may have. But it's a great recipe. I know a lot of people out there say they don't like fruitcakes. If you don't like fruitcakes, trust me, you will like this one. This is the most moist fruitcake that I've ever had. And I think that's down to the fact that we actually use sour cream in this. A lot of people don't have enough moisture, especially considering that you're putting dried fruit in a cake. That dried fruit will just sop up any moisture that you have in that dough. So believe me, you'll like this fruitcake recipe if you try it. Ruben says, my sister is making a gingerbread house right now. Oh, my aunt does those all the time. Aunt Lisa, if you see this, I'm talking about you. She is so artistic and so talented. We were going to do it one time we were up there, but we ran out of time. She was finally going to teach me how to do it properly, because she doesn't even use the kits. She does them from scratch, and I honestly don't know how she does it. Chepole says, good point. Jesus is great, and he is the reason for the season. Always find support in him. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because without our higher power, and in our case, it's Jesus Christ, there really wouldn't be a point going on, to be honest with you. That's why we live our lives. And if you're trying to find a point to life, get yourself in a good Bible-believing church, and you'll be amazed at how much your life will change. Yeshua, yep, absolutely. Another name basically for Jesus. All right, what's going on with this chat? I don't know. There we go. Waiting on the chat window to come up again. I hope you guys, I don't know if a lot of you guys saw my haircut. It was funny because a few people mentioned that I shouldn't have gotten it cut so short because, it's winter time and the temperatures are going to start getting really, really cold. Well, I'll tell you, around here, we've actually had a warm spell. It's been in the 50s and 60s, and I'm actually glad that I got it cut this short because my hair will grow like a weed. So, in about a week or so, when the temperatures will drop, and believe me, as it comes close to January, they will inevitably drop. My hair will grow out to the point where I'll finally have enough insulation back on my head. But I tend to run hot anyway. I'm very warm blooded, so it probably wouldn't have bothered me either way. Ruben says, "Hey Matt, can you give me and the Watcher some updates about your cats?" I mean, there's really nothing to update you guys on. Baxter and Milo are doing just fine. I think they're downstairs right now. I will tell you that their skin is doing much better. I don't know if you guys remember, for a while, both of them were scratching pretty badly, and I'd originally thought maybe they had fleas, but it turned out that it was just dry skin. And if you have cats, the best thing you can do for them during the winter is to put a little bit of oil in their food. It can be vegetable oil. I usually just use a little bit of olive oil. I've been mixing that in their food. And whenever we do tuna fish, we always give them the tuna juice because that inevitably has oil in it too. And ever since then, and plus giving them the bath, they seem to be fine. Milo still scratches a little bit, but nowhere near as bad as he did a week or two ago. Ruben finally watched the video that I did. Mom and I both have new do's. Yeah, she really didn't change her hair that much. She just got it trimmed, and they trimmed her bangs and just kind of took a little bit off the top area. But it came out good. She kind of complained a little bit about it. She's like, this one didn't do as good a job as my normal hair person. Unfortunately, her normal person retired, so she had to find another shop at this point. I'm not going to go into details, but without that person being at the shop, she wasn't going to go back to the same place. And one thing I'm just noticing is they did an all right job, but you can see that it's not fully even. Like, you can see that it kind of dips a little too far south on this side, if you know what I mean. But I think that might just be my normal bridge, because I remember in the past my hair has always kind of looked like that anyway. Cameron Clout, can anyone tell me what eggnog tastes like? In New Zealand, we don't really have it for Christmas. Normally, we have a roast like lamb and chicken. We have some of the best meat in the world. I don't doubt it. Eggnog, the best way I could describe it is very sweet. It's about the consistency of like half and half. You can definitely taste the egg, and it's sweet like nutmeg. If you ever had cinnamon and nutmeg, it's got a lot of that in it too. The taste is very hard to describe. Maybe the closest thing would be like if you have any of those French vanilla coffee creamers, if you were to just kind of sip that, kind of a thicker, eggier version of that. Matt Emerald, oh, I'm sorry. Stephen Barber says, how is the Buick running? The Buick is running really, really well. We finally fixed the issues that I had the issues with the buttons for the headlights. I fixed that one. And we also fixed the windshield washers. Remember I told you guys the windshield washers weren't working? Well, it turned out the little tube in the engine compartment came undone. The tube that comes up from the bottle to the actual wiper area, because the washers are actually built into the wipers themselves. That little tube had just come undone, so I just popped that back on, and the wipers are working fine now. The only other thing that I have to do is I ordered 2 window motors and regulators for the front, because the front passenger side window doesn't work at all, and the driver side one it works, but it's kind of labored, so you can tell that they're both worn out. And we'll tackle those probably in the next week or so, just depending on when they come in. But other than that, the Buick's 100%. It doesn't need anything, and I'm really enjoying driving it. Yeah, Stephen Barber says eggnog is very good. You just have to try it. It's very hard to explain what eggnog tastes like. It's very addictive and very fattening. It's not something that you want to be eating, or should say drinking, all year long, because you would not be maintaining your weight. You definitely wouldn't be losing weight. I got to clean my drawer out here. Thing's a total mess. I386 says, I was going to sell my HP from 2010. I have it on eBay the third time. If it doesn't sell this time, I'll keep it. Maybe the price is too high. I did add the SSD to it and installed Windows 10. Things on eBay are not really easy to sell right now. I'm trying to sell that timing belt kit that I bought for the PT Cruiser, and I'm having a hard time selling that. I think it's just the time of the year. I think a lot of people are not looking to buy things because they got to spend their money on Christmas presents. 'Tis the season for going into debt, unfortunately. Stephen Barber said that's a common issue with the Buicks. With my windows on my Century had the problem. Sadly, I bet your van is jealous. Yeah, it is. Matter of fact, I actually took the van out today for the first time in like a week because I've been driving the LeSabre this whole time, and I love it. I mean, it is just such a nice driving vehicle. And other than replacing the window motor regulators, I'm not gonna have to do anything to that vehicle at least for the next couple of years, probably. Maybe in a year or so, I'll probably replace the tires. But I mean, it's nice to get a year out of a vehicle without having to do any major work to it. And, the window motors and the regulators, it would have been nice if I didn't have to do those. And I really don't have to do them right away because, like I said, the driver's side window motor actually works. It's just a passenger one that doesn't. And nobody's going to be using those windows anyway. So I might wait a few months before I actually install those. I have them on order. Believe it or not, they were only $60 for the two of them. I think the driver's side one was $28.99 and the passenger side one was $26.99. Ruben says, I have an HP Compact Elite 8300 Ultra Slim desktop, and I have set up with Windows 10 Anniversary Update, so version 1607. Runs like a car. The only problem is when I try to restart Windows 10, it won't do that. Yes, I had the same problem with that version. For whatever reason, the 1607 build had that issue, especially with Intel-based systems. If you upgrade to the latest one, which I believe is 1609, it'll fix that problem. I had that issue on my XPS 8700, and I also had that issue on the some of the Dell Precision T3500s as well. Oh, my goodness. And you want to know something, tubers? I'm so out of it tonight, I forgot to bring my water bottle with me, so I'm going to be getting dry mouth here in just a minute. I don't know. I'm just out of it tonight. You know how you feel sometimes, like the seasons just get to you? Not necessarily in a bad way, but oh, unreal. Oh, what the heck's going on here? There we go. Jonathan Grindle says version 1809 has an audio driver issue, so it might want to adjust it. I'm not sure. So it might want to. Well, I gather the fact that you're saying that has an issue with yours. None of my systems have had that. Matter of fact, actually, I'd say it's been working better. You got to remember, with each version, each build, I should say, of Windows, the new releases, there's going to inevitably be issues with certain systems. Hopefully, they'll release a patch for it. I don't know. You can always get yourself a PCI Express sound card. That's what I had to do for a few of my clients that were having issues with the built-in Intel HD audio. They wound up just getting separate PCI Express. I think they were X1 cards. Turtle Beach is still one of my favorites. I love their, I think they use Crystal chipsets. Some of the best sound cards you'll ever get. Hey, what's up? You want to come and say hi? No? You're going to be shy? Come on and say hi. Come on.
I just wanted to see what you've done.
We're just in the middle of the live stream. They all know about you. Come on. Come on. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you later. My good friend Linda, I'm trying to convince her to come in, but she doesn't want to. Oh, well. Oh, yeah. Good old sound blasters. Can't go wrong with the sound blasters. Yeah. Again, it just depends on if your system is going to play nicely with that latest update. Moving on. I3, Realtek is a good sound card. My HP Omen has it. Only sound card I like. Yes, and you can actually get Realtek sound cards like in PCI Express format as well. See which ones they have. They're not as easy to find, but they do have them out there. Actually, I think a lot of the sound blasters actually use a Realtek sound chip in there. Like the Creative Labs SB0880 has a Realtek chip in there. And then you have the third-party ones that you can get really cheap. Like here's one. Let's see what chip it's got in here. This one has an Amidol chip in it, but I believe it's still some type of Realtek, probably rebranded. Eric Brunhammer, yeah, I saw your video on the your live stream on that Free Cycle Compact. That was pretty cool. He says, I still have the Compact here at the house. Can you think of any other videos y'all might want to see? Well, I still have it. I was thinking of doing some Linux and older OS testing on it. Yeah, older versions of Puppy Linux would work great on that. Trying to think. That's probably what I would suggest doing. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Eric. You had that Compact Desk Pro. That was a pretty cool system, too. I had a bunch of those back a few years ago. I actually had a Desk Pro EN with a Pentium 3 1 gigahertz Pentium 3, which was kind of rare. They usually didn't go up that high. A lot of them were maxed out around 933. But matter of fact, they were really good for Windows 98, Windows 95 gaming, even up to the 2000s. Some of them were actually better than the Pentium 4s. The instruction sets and the Pentium 3s actually did better when it came to gaming. So they're actually really hard to find now. And if you do find one, people want a lot of money for them. Oh, that's right. Yours was a 486. Yours went even back further than that. Jonathan Grindle, I totally agree with you. He says, never buy a Walmart gaming PC because they have crap power supplies, among other things. You guys have probably heard me talk in depth about Walmart and why I would never buy a computer from there. But to make a long story short, Walmart a lot of times will buy refurbished desktops and laptops from manufacturers, box them, and sell them as brand new. And I had proof of that. I bought a Toshiba one time on Black Friday there, and it was brought brand new in box and was packaged just like it was brand new. I opened it up, and it blue screened pretty much as soon as I started it up. But I was able to get it to boot, and wouldn't you know, there was someone else's information on that computer. So not only did they take it, rebadge it as being brand new, they didn't even bother to wipe the hard drive. So be very careful. I would never recommend buying a computer at Walmart. If you're going to buy one, go to Best Buy, go to Office Max, go to Office Depot, or go to Newegg. You can buy them online now, but stay away from Walmart. They have a lot of shady business practices, in my opinion, especially when it comes to their electronics. Cameron Cloud says, Matt, would you like me to make a logo? For me, I would love it. I am not artistic at all. I accept any and all help from people that are. If you're willing to make me a logo, I would love that. No problem. And I would use it too. Chip Boulay says, I only buy the package deals they have on DVDs and Blu-rays from Walmart. I don't trust them for any of the major electronics. Every now and then they have a good combo pack for DVDs and Blu-rays, though. I agree. Walmart has a really good selection of Blu-rays and DVDs, especially the hard-to-find ones. For a while, they were re-releasing the old Alvin and the Chipmunks episodes from the 80s show, and the only place you could get them was in Walmart. Here, I heard people say that Target carried them too, but our Target never had them. And I think a handful of FYEs had them as well. But again, I couldn't find them anywhere in our FYE. So Walmart, in at least the electronics section, has their pluses, and that is definitely in the Blu-rays and the DVDs. I would even go as far as to say their Blu-ray players, their DVD players are also okay to buy, though they tend to be a little bit higher priced than places like Target, Best Buy. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely stay away from their computers. Their TVs, I'm not sure. Years ago, I bought a few TVs from Walmart, and they were okay. I didn't have any major issues. But I find that the better prices are actually from Best Buy, like my 43-inch Insignia Roku TV back there. Got that on sale for $249, I think it was. And that thing's been diehard reliable. I love that TV. Best Buy tends to have really good deals on TVs. And that's actually just a rebadged Samsung panel. So you're pretty much getting a name brand TV and not actually paying the name brand price. I386 says Walmart brand desktop is called overpowered gaming desktops. Sounds to me like they're trying to overcompensate. Chip-A-Lay says, very true, Matt. Walmart has great old school DVDs and old school TV box sets. Yeah, and they're usually pretty good on the price too. Again, Target every once in a while will have a good deal on a Blu-ray, but not usually the box sets of them. Usually have to go to Walmart for them. And I don't actually do even any grocery shopping at Walmart. I pretty much only go into Walmart to buy things like that, Blu-rays and DVDs. And sometimes I'll check out their clearance section because you can find a good deal there every once in a while. But I find that Aldi and Lidl, at least in my area, tend to have the best prices when it comes to food. I mean, you really can't beat it. Aldi the other day, nope, I take it back. Lidl the other day had bananas for 19 cents a pound. I mean, that's incredible. You just can't beat those prices. Yep, I agree. $1,000 for an overpowered brand. I agree. I'd rather buy an HP Omen for that price. Oh, I will tell you guys, I'm not going to be able to show it to you tonight, but I'll try to incorporate it in the vlog tomorrow. I did pick up a Dell Inspiron 5000 series computer today from the local thrift store. It's kind of a funny story. I went in there because earlier that day, a gentleman that works there said that they might be putting some electronics out later on. I said, okay, I'll come back. So had it been around 2:30 that I went back there, and I asked him, I'm like, is there anything back there they haven't put out? He's like, I'm not sure. You'll have to go ask the lady that works back there. So that's what I did. I walked back there and I said, guys, have any towers or monitors? And they're like, let me check. So she goes back into the area where they keep them, and maybe about 3 or 4 minutes later comes back out and says, yep, I have one monitor and one tower. So I walk back there, I see the tower immediately. I'm like, okay, I'm interested because this is a really nice tower. And I see she marked it $15. So I took that and I said, what about monitors? And she's like, well, we have this one here. It's like a 20-inch Dell LED monitor, nothing super special. I had a bunch of scratches on it. So as I'm looking at that, this is in a basket getting ready to go out, already priced. I look around the corner and I see this 24-inch LG LED monitor. I said, well, what about that one? Are you going to put that one out? And they're like, yeah, we can. So she marks that one, same price for me for 24 inch for $15. So I carry them out front, pay for them. And the 24-inch LG is a nice one. It's an LED. It's got a VESA monitor stand, so it has really good expandability. It goes up really high and then down really low. And the Dell is a Inspiron 5. It's got a Core i5. I'm not sure which one yet, but here's the really funny part. I got it home and I noticed right away that the optical drive's missing. I'm like, that's weird. Why would somebody take the optical drive out? So I'm like, oh, great. Then that probably means everything's stripped out. Well, not really. I take the screws out of the side of the case, open it up. It's got the hard drive in there, a 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, and it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm like, all right, what's going on here? Somebody obviously was stripping this. Then it dawns on me, the person that did this probably know what they were doing. They probably thought that by removing the optical drive, they were removing the hard drive. I think what happened is they confused the optical drive for the hard drive. And I'm like, well, that's good for me. Heck, I just got to put an optical drive in there. And that's what I did. I'm actually working on that right now downstairs. Other than the fact that it has the 1 terabyte Seagate hard drive and then the 8 gigs of RAM, I don't know what i5 it has in it yet. I wasn't able to get in. Somebody had actually put Windows 10 on it and put a password on it. So I'm resetting it as we speak. But I'll try to incorporate that into the vlog for you guys tomorrow. Jonathan Grindle, Matt, do you prefer a hard copy or a digital copy of a product? Always a hard copy. Digital copies can be too easily lost. I always prefer hard copies, so you make copies for yourself. There you go. Absolutely. I do have some digital copies of different software titles, but I always try to keep a hard copy as well. I-36, if we get an Aldi or any other stores, it would hurt Kroger bad. Also, there is an old Piggly Wiggly that does good. The Harvey's closed. Yes, I did hear some of those regional Harvey stores, they were all going out of business. Kroger is okay in my area. It's just too expensive. Again, it's terrible to say. This is capitalism at its finest. Aldi came in and pretty much is killing all the other stores. But you know what? That's okay, because at the end of the day, I'm getting really good quality products at really good prices. It's kind of sad in a way, yes, that some of these other stores are probably going to go out of business. I don't think Kroger will. Kroger has the high-end niche clientele. But some of the other smaller stores in my area, like Food Lion, might start struggling. Farm Fresh went out, though. The weird thing with that is Kroger bought them, or no, I'm sorry, Harris Teeter bought them, and now they're reopening a few of the Farm Freshes. And Harris Teeter might actually be hurting too, but that's the free enterprise and capitalism at its finest. If you can put out a product that people want to buy for less money, they're going to go where they can buy it at that lower price point. Stephen Barber, I don't care for Aldi. A lot of people love them, but me or Kroger, I shop at Walmart or Myers. And if we had a Kmart, I would shop there too. Yeah, to each his and her own. I find that Aldi, even though they don't have a good selection of products, they have enough products that I like. And it's really cheap. You know, I can do a week's worth of groceries in Aldi for under $100, and that same week's worth of groceries would cost me double that in any other store. And I'm adding Lidl into there too. Aldi and Lidl are about the same at the same price point for most things. Eric says, excuse my French, but the blank blanks in my area are picketing and protesting the Aldi stores that are being built. You know what? They can do it if they want. This is a free country. They're allowed to protest. Do I think it's a smart thing to do? No, because they're hurting themselves. They don't realize how good of a bargain Aldi is. And once again, it's free enterprise. They can picket whatever they want, but Aldi has a right to open stores wherever they want. And believe me, they're going to start cornering the market. People are just realizing just how inexpensive the food is and how good it is. And I'll tell you something, most products at Aldi are organic. and the ones that are not organic are non-GMO. As a matter of fact, I think by 2019, every single product in Aldi is going to be either non-GMO and or organic. So I don't see a need to shop anywhere else. All right, tubers, I'm ending the live stream here tonight. I am running on fumes right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We got about 35 minutes in. Please continue to like and subscribe. If you haven't seen my fruitcake video yet, go ahead and take a look at that. You will not be disappointed. Please remember to consider donating in the form of super chats to my channel. It'll help me create better content in the future. That's all I'm going to say about that. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.